Hey everyone, welcome to the Bitch Bible Podcast. I'm shadow banned for calling myself a Jew. It's tax day. I'm in a bidding war for my dream house that I've been waiting for 8 fucking months. Andrew just found out that I kickstarted his Instagram account for the first time in 10 years, and a third-party booking site just bamboozled me for a hotel reservation for my wedding anniversary. Did I also mention that I went and got my asshole lasered last week, and I had an allergic reaction, and now I have discoloration up my entire sphincter crack, and my skin is bubbling. How are you? Also, if you're here because you heard some soundbite on fucking Daily Pop, guess what? This show's not for you, so I'm saving you time and despair, Melissa. Onward and upward. And Andrew just found out about his Instagram account. And by the way, you fuckers, okay? I would like to use this platform for a self-serving PSA, okay? I never realized how stupid people are. I'm going to go back in time here. You know, sometimes when the roof starts caving in for me and I've got a lot on deck and I'm supposed to be doing things, I completely retreat and do something useless, mindless, and just for me. Last week, I think it was on Thursday, I did a hard reset to Andrew's Instagram account. Now, he hasn't had the password in about 6 years. He hasn't even logged in legitimately 6 years. So he didn't know his password. He never reset it. He doesn't have the app on his phone. And I woke up early. It was like 6:17 a.m. I deleted all of my inbox and thought, you know what? Wednesdays are for the girls. And by the girls, I mean me and my multiple personalities. I just needed to retreat, look inward, and kick it back to basics. You know, a la 1998, when I would lock myself in my bedroom and log into my dad's email account or whatever it was that I was fucking doing. I've been doing this shit my whole life. Nothing gives me more pure joy and happiness than a one-sided, completely insular prank, okay? I've like to log into people's Facebook accounts, email accounts, send awkward text messages to strangers, and then delete the evidence. Like just little morsels for me. So I feel less like a prostitute. Because, you know, in this digital space, sometimes you feel like a tap dancing monkey at the Santa Barbara Zoo. And once in a while, just to connect back to me, I have to do something that just makes me chuckle. And typically, Andrew is the culprit. It used to be my sister growing up. I did the worst things to her, okay? We had the same voice. I would call people and do like just public proclamations of emotional distress. I mean, I am the reason my sister is basically found her husband, okay? Because I stole her phone in San Francisco circa 2010 and randomly texted the first guy I could find in her contact list this insane text message, like talking about a pregnancy scare and how she's so grateful for him. They were at a party they met one fucking time. Now they've been dating like 6 years. So by the way, Ashley, you're fucking welcome. Actually, how's this for consistency? My sister sent me this last week. She got a Facebook memory. This is from 2014, okay? May 13th, 2014. This was obviously me hacking into my sister's account, and I published this on her news feed. Woke up this morning feeling extra positive. I have realized that the key to a happy life is positivity. With positivity, you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. So just a reminder to all of my beautiful Facebook friends, a positive life is a happy life. Lots of love and light to all of you. Make sure to be extra positive today and happiness will come your way. Hope I've inspired you all a little bit on this beautiful morning. Love you, Ashley. That's what we call consistency. That's my new ballad. It's called Consistency. So anyways, last week, I needed to neglect all of my responsibilities. I had to do like 84,000 podcasts. My brain was going to mush. I just needed to go off the grid for a second, okay? And as I lay there, feeble and swampy in the bed next to my husband, I decided, you know what? I'm not going to answer these emails. You know what? I'm not going to turn this shit in. Instead, I'm going to use my time wisely and efficiently by blocking everybody out, resetting Andrew's Instagram password, and just taking that journey, okay? Now, I've never hated people more, and I never realized how stupid people really are, because we're talking people that like the best man at our wedding, okay, calls Andrew and is like, hey, I think someone hacked into your account. And I'm like, yo, John, you good girl? It's fucking me. We're like family. How do you not fucking know that it's me? And you would die. The people that Andrew went to high school with have no clue that it's not Andrew. Like full dumb fuckery. And I gotta tell you, I stand behind this sentiment. There is nothing worse in the entire world than being fucking stupid. Nothing worse. These fucking dumb fucks that he grew up with or like work colleagues, they don't understand that it's a fucking joke, which just makes it so much more rich. And now I'm a hamster on a wheel and I can't get off because nothing has given me more joy in the past year. And I don't even understand why it took me so long to do this, because I'm having the best time. Here's the problem. The fucking narcs, okay? You know who you are. You are dead to me. Do you hear me? Dead to me. Hey man, think your account got hacked. You think? Wow, Sherlock Holmes, nothing gets past you. Somebody call fucking Mensa. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. You think Andrew all of a sudden woke up one morning and decided to resurrect his Instagram account and then thought it would be super tight to post a stock photo of an Audi Q5, hashtag cark porn? No, it's me. He would never have the ingenuity, the creativity, the chutzpah, okay? It is my favorite pastime. Here's the problem. Little Andy found out about it. And at first he was laughing really, really hard. Then there were a couple responses in the DMs that he was like, Jackie, this is too far. Where I said, no, it's not. It's not far enough. I'm going to crank it up a few notches, okay? Because there's family friends, colleagues, childhood friends, teachers, whatever, that would like slide into his DMs, be like, hey man, it's like so glad you're back. Like, looks like life's really turned out well for you. Keep killing it. And it's like, yeah, man. Like, and then I responded the most arrogant. I'm like, every day I choose to rise and grind. It's the music that motivates me. No days off for this guy. Happy wife, happy life. I just wake up and I crush. Like, and he didn't love that. He went golfing yesterday. Shocker. 4, I could club him in the face. So I decided to take myself out to a beautiful lunch, okay? Indoors, because she's vaxxed and relaxed. And I had to leave the restaurant because I looked like such a psychopath. I was sitting at a table having a gorgeous omakase sushi lunch on a Sunday. They say you're not supposed to have sushi on a Sunday. I live on the wild side, okay? A tapeworm couldn't hurt me at this point. When it rains, it pours. Bring it on. As the great Helen Keller once said, people like to throw stones at people who sparkle. I feel like the universe is serving me a buffet of bullshit, and I just got the lap band surgery and I don't have time for it. Okay, so I've gone to another fucking restaurant, and the restaurant is the Cafe des Self-Amusement, and it's small plates, tapas style, and I just can't get enough. I mean, I was hysterically crying at a table by myself, convulsioning. I have laughed more this past week by myself. I mean, I find myself just in the car, like tears rolling down my face, laughing at my own captions and pictures of like stock images of juice that I put on Andrew's Instagram. And I don't know that anybody else thinks it's funny. And I had this beautiful epiphany where it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am so fulfilled and enriched by this entire experience that it's like, it's just been the biggest blessing. Meanwhile, I've got my lawyer calling me, my manager calling me, be like, hey, tried calling you a couple times, got my accountant, tax day, Jackie. And I'm like, you know what? I need to mute the noise, okay? I'm busy. I literally said, I'm like, I am so swamped right now. Literally hadn't done anything all day except find just the right perfect vacay pic of Andy on a beach sipping a spritz. Hashtag take me back. Work hard, play hard. We only get one life, so let's do it right this time. See the world. Wanderlust. I gotta fucking tell you something, okay? Anybody that has Wanderlust in their Instagram bio, listen up, turn this up. Everybody fucking hates you, okay? And even worse, if you went to the App Store and then you searched some type of an extension keyboard so that you could open up a new library of special fonts and scripts so you could put Wanderlust on your fucking bio. Everybody, and I say this with love, everybody fucking hates you. She leaves a little bit of sparkle wherever she goes. No, she doesn't. People throw rocks at things that shine. Helen Keller. So Andrew's doing the thing now where he pretends that he thinks me running his Instagram account is really, really funny. And I only show him selective things. I mean, the 2K balloon stock image photo, there's been a lot of rise and grind. I'm trying to bring in elements of just a douchey music producer, little shots of sunset, but then also just a bologna sandwich eating white boy. I'm trying to give him depth and layers and also keep it very niche where it's not an obvious joke, because the second you blow your load, that's not funny, okay? What's funny about this entire social experiment is the fact that a solid 72% of the people that follow Andrew, that actually know Andrew, think it's him. And that is my magic, okay? So if you'd like to follow him, it's at Haas Andrew. Shit's really going to be popping off. Wait till we get to Hawaii. Now, granted, I got bamboozled by a third-party site, and I'll probably staying at the airport Sheraton. So if you'd like to send gifts, I'll be there. But the Hawaiian content, like him cascading out of the water, it's so important to stay grounded and connect with nature and beautiful spaces. Doing things with people you love and places you love is great for the soul. Wanderlust. He's pretending he thinks it's funny because he knows the more agitated he gets, the more I will kick it up a couple notches. So he's finally learned, after all this time being with me, that it's just adding gasoline to the Woolsey fires. If he's like, Jackie, stop, that's enough. This is embarrassing. You can't be messaging, people I went to fucking college with being like, hey man, we should collab soon. That's too far. Because when I am told something is too far, I want to take it further. That's a big old green light for me. So he's playing the game and I'm trying to be respectful, but it's hard. It's hard. It goes against human nature. Also, I received this gorgeous screenshot of a message that was sent to somebody I work with. And this is what it reads. And I'm getting it framed and putting it in a locket. Are you for strong female voices or abusive female bullies like Jackie Schimmel? She's horrible and abusive to her husband and her listeners. She brags about assaulting her husband before their wedding and gets off on her abuse. Tells her listeners if they don't pronounce food words the way she likes, that they should die in a fire. I think she's referring to crudité and parmesan, and I stand by it. Some people are born with a birth defect where they're just completely incapable of being in on any stratosphere of a joke. You don't have to think it's funny. It can offend you. It can repulse you. It can be all of those things, but you could still have the cerebral capacity to wrap your brain around the joke, even if you don't co-sign on it. There is a special breed of dumb fuckery for people who have zero concept of fact or fiction, okay? What a miserable existence. I threw a phone at Andrew because he went missing for 6 hours, and in my flight or fight mode, I chose fight. I was scared. I thought he was dead on the Malibu Canyon. It was an act of love, okay? And we laugh about it. Call me back. Speaking of verbally abusive, I would like to read one of the DM exchanges from Andrew's Instagram account. This is my best work, and I deleted it because Andrew will kill me. This is from someone that he went to high school with that he legitimately, I have never heard of this person in my entire life. I have confirmed that they are Facebook friends. I think they were in the music program together. I think they might have played youth basketball. We don't know, unclear. They message Andrew right as he resurrects, okay? Andrew in quotes, aka me. Hey man, glad to see you back on the gram. Hope all is well. Hey Kevin, no complaints over here. The sun is shining, vibes are high, married my dream girl, and I get to wake up every day and do what I love. All in all, crushing life, lol. Hope you're well, bro. Kevin writes, that's awesome. Proud of you. You deserve it. Andrew says, thanks, man. I find that using my music to create joy for others has rewarded me universally. I got a pretty souped up Audi Q5 couple years back. Seat heaters, all-wheel drive, the whole 9 yards. Would be happy to pick you up and take you for a spin sometime. Kevin says, ha, tight. Yeah, those are great cars. Andrew says, yeah, probably going to upgrade to the Q8 and go electric. Custom paint job. I don't know. We'll see. End of conversation. Fiend. Mwah. I belong to me. Anyways, in other news, the house that was locked up in probate that Andrew and I have been trying to buy, this is so insular and cringy, and people are dying, Kim, but you know, we gotta milk the clock, not the cock. You know what I'm saying? That's my motto. That is my guiding mantra. So Andrew and I got to go see the house legally for the first time. Obviously, I've broken him like 74 times. I gotta tell you something. Upon 18th glance, when I wasn't worried out of my mind that I was going to be hauled off in a police car and thrown in jail for trespassing, it needs a lot of work. It is a motherfucking project. However, I'm still very much so emotionally invested. So Andrew and I had to go meet the realtor and do our first walkthrough, allegedly, okay? And I had to look at myself in the mirror, put some cold water on my face and say, Schimmel, you need to perform here, okay? Because it's hard to go into a house that you've broken into and brought 85 people in and pretend you've never seen it and be like, oh yeah, the kitchen's just up to the right. So I had to Meryl Streep that shit. I said, Andrew, we're going with a monotone color palette, okay? I'm going to wear a sensible flat. I am going to put on a pearl necklace and a cardigan sweater with a wide leg jean, okay? With no rips and a finished hemline, okay? A sensible tote bag, a demure bun. I said, Andrew, don't come in your fucking music producer bullshit, tie-dye pink tracksuit. Like, let's just kick it elegant. Andrew wears a t-shirt 3 days a week that says trash cat on it, okay? With drop crotch sweatpants and like a distressed high top, okay? With a backwards hat and a man bun, looking like he crawled out of Byron Bay. And I was like, we're not doing that today. Put a collared shirt on, okay? And then I had to really prep Andrew. I said, Andrew, I want you to lovingly grab my hand about 3 minutes in and say to me, which is a lie, it's just like your mother said it would be. I thought that would pull at the heartstrings. By the way, my mom never talked about this house, okay? The letters, I probably should not be saying this in the universe. She loved this house, okay? But it wasn't, we weren't doing picnics on the lawn. I didn't even know that was her childhood home. It was all circumstantial. It's very serendipitous. But the truth is, it's not like we did tearful drive-bys as a child being like, this is where my best memories are. No, that's not true. It's a great story. We love to see it. We love to hear it. But it's not true, okay? Regardless, the realtor doesn't need to know that. We are playing to her emotions, okay? We are creating a scenario that tugs on the heartstrings. It's called real estate manipulation. And apparently, you're not allowed to send letters anymore, so now we had to really fucking perform. And when I say that I nailed it, I nailed it. I was having allergies and I had just kickstarted Andrew's Instagram account, so the tears were flowing out of me, naturally. I was already misty because I was parked in the driveway for 14 minutes updating Andrew's Instagram account. So it was ready, okay? And I walked through and I said, I see us here. Even though we will have to bankrupt ourselves to, renovate, still, I see us here. So we're in a bidding war. I think we're going to get it. I am going to Tanya Harding potential buyers. It's mine. And if it's not, I'm going to pretend I never wanted it from the jump. That is the rhythm of my dance floor. What am I supposed to do about my butthole? Okay, I have been getting laser hair removal forever, okay? And then I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize you could get your butthole. I didn't think you could have a laser that close to your asshole, or maybe I didn't feel like it. But I went in last week, I said, get her done, and something happened. And now it's like you could read Braille on my asshole, okay? People throw rocks at things that sparkle. Helen Keller. Literally, my asshole is so bumpy and so discolored. I have a cheetah print asshole, and I don't know what to do. I've just been spreading and sitting on frozen edamame for the past 3 days because there's like a burning sensation. So if there was ever a time to try anal, hit her up. We need to take a second and pay homage to pillar of the community, rising phoenix, and just empress of my existence, Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart is so fucking hot and so fucking cool. And I want to crawl inside of her and live there in her embryonic sac for all of eternity. She tweeted yesterday, "The New York Post again with fake news. They have a story on peacocks today and say I have 16 on my farm. I actually have 21 of these glorious birds whose house is impeccable. They do not smell. They are so clean. Their voices are loud, but such fun to hear. They are so friendly." So she got out of bed at 6:45 a.m. to clear, just to rectify the situation and give us the fucking truth, okay? Because she will not be shamed for her lack of peacocks. She doesn't have 16. She has fucking 21. And despite the fact that any form of bird deeply, deeply triggers me, Martha can do no wrong. We have no choice but to stand in solidarity with Martha fucking Stewart. Also, I don't want to jinx anything, but I think I'm going to get my house. And I also got wind. I don't know why I'm whispering. Cheryl, can you hear me? Cheryl, can you hear me? Oh my God, if I move, what am I going to do about Cheryl? Are we going to keep this as a rental property just so I can come visit her? I should put in the contingencies of the new house that move-in is dependent on if there is an amputee just somewhere on the block or even the next street over, somewhere in the vicinity, just to make me feel like I'm home, When I'm moving, I do have a lot of one-off Pilates socks and one-off gloves. I don't really know how the Pilates socks will work for her, but I am someone that cannot keep a pair of gloves if my life depended on it. Wrap it up, cute little bow. Winter is coming. I don't want to live in a world where amputee jokes aren't funny. Okay, because all jokes are funny. And if I was an amputee, do you know the kind of jokes I'd be slinging? I can dish it. No, I can take it better than I can dish it. And if it offends you, you gotta go. To the left, to the left. She's so joyful today. She's singing, she's dancing. Now, here's the deal. I heard the realtor got wind of this podcast, the seller's realtor. And I think her name is, hold on, let me look it up really quick. I want to be specific. Her name's Elaine. Dear Elaine, it's Jackie Schimmel. Now, I don't want to put pressure on you. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I'd like to go on the record and say that I was completely joking despite any video footage that I've broken into the house upwards of 18 times. I would never do something like that. I am a good Samaritan. I would also like to publicly apologize for saying that I was going to poltergeist the house, plant rodents, etc. if it went to another buyer. What I'd like to use this opportunity to say is that if you do not accept our generous offer, I will live in an existence of despair. My marriage will crumble. I will cry myself to sleep every night, and that's on you. So if you can live with that, then great. Be my guest. But I don't think it's a good idea. Love you so much. This is my new verbal letter because you're not allowed to send letters anymore. Love, Jackie Schimmel. That should go over well. Here's a fun little news story. An unruly passenger faces a $52,000 fine as FAA announces new penalties. So there was a dude, I'm assuming it was a dude. Maybe that's sexism. I don't know. They didn't give a name. So there's a passenger on a flight from Seattle to Honolulu. I might have just made that up. And allegedly, they went into the cockpit, tried to slap the pilot, which, it happens after a few cocktails. And I got to tell you something. And if it was an American flight, I understand wanting to slap someone, because when I flew to Atlanta, there was no drink service, no fucking snacks, and no TVs. Sometimes a bitch just wants to tussle, okay? I was just thinking the last time that I actually have been to Hawaii was the notorious flight when I was slapped by a New Zealand woman on a plane. Open-handed slapped. My parents didn't even care. They were like, she deserves it. I've had a lot of traumatic flights. I had someone die in my lap on the way to Nashville about 6 years ago. And that was great. Actually, that was the worst flight ever. On the way there, I sat next to Shrek's obese cousin, okay? And his skin was flaking. We couldn't put the arm dividers down. And I'm not fat shaming, but if you don't fit into two seats, we got to rework the system, okay? Because I wasn't even able to plug my fucking headphones in to the armrest because we had to lift them up so that he could fit in his seat. We were touching from our foreheads to our ankles, okay? We were bumping and grinding. I think he got me pregnant because he was so in my space. And he brought Wendy's onto the plane. I couldn't change the fucking channel. I couldn't put my headphones in. My armrest was under his tit, okay? And I'm like, listen, I'm all about it. Do you, boo, but buy an extra seat. And if you want to cancel me for it, go for it. This is just the reality we live in. Listen, I buy Leo a seat. For our next trip, we'll be on a Greyhound bus because we're going to be fucking house poor. I need to start a Kickstarter campaign for the leather restoration hardware cloud couch. I don't understand. I was like, you know what? We're going to need new sofas. I'm going to I'm trying to pivot and stop. I'm going to have to hawk so many bags. By the way, there's going to be a fucking yard sale. So everybody stay tuned. I'll put it on Instagram. Baby's going to start hawking shoes and bags because I have an obscene amount of tile, furniture. I don't have a bathtub. I mean, this is all God willing that we get the house. But you hear that, Elaine? I went to go look at sofas just to get ahead of it because allegedly it takes like 18 months to get furniture post-pandemic, even though we're still in it, but you know what I'm saying. And I found this beautiful cloud sofa in this gorgeous like caramel leather. I'm like, this is perfect. It's so comfortable. Andrew will be so happy. It's like $800,000. Like what is it made out of? What is it made out of? Like Mel Gibson intestines? I don't understand how it could ever be that fucking much money for a goddamn sofa. Then I'm like, oh, it's this price. And they're like, no, that's just for the fucking armrest. You can't even get a complete sofa. You have to buy it bit by bit by bit. And I'm like, do I need to like kill Andrew for life insurance so I can get a fucking sofa? You know what people love? Overprivileged white girls complaining about $30,000 sofas. Great for downloads. Rip me apart. 1 star, baby. Somebody sent me this article and it really slaps. It struck a chord deep, deep within me. And I wanted to share it with you. Personally, I think it's really fucking stupid. But here we are. Here's the headline. I was addicted to the high. I became an influencer as a joke, and then it nearly broke me. Comedian Bella Younger, hi, thought wellness Instagrammers were ripe for parody. Soon she was drawn in herself. Could she find her way back to reality? So basically, similar to Jacqui, My Corona Kitchen, at Hawes Andrew, you know, some people just aren't built for the lights. And there's this comedian, and she, you know, like all of us, thought that all of the intricacies of fucking social media were so ridiculous, the goop of it all, the wellness of it all. So she created a parody account, and, you know, through it, at the height, she had 150,000 followers, and it just took over her life, and she just became riddled with insecurity, and then she became inherent. I'm trying to use the word inherently because I feel like it's a big word, and it's not slapping, and I'm sorry, and I can't edit this, so I'm just gonna, basically she became what she was making fun of. And she wrote this very moving article about how she had to step away because she got into the vortex and it took over her life. And I was like, let me tell you something. This is why this would never happen to me. Do you know how many fake Instagrams I have? I have J'adore Jacqui, which I have never made public. I've had it for months, just for me. My Corona Kitchen, just for me. Hawes Andrew, just for me. Just for me. I'd like to start a one-off segment on the Bitch Bible podcast where we celebrate narcissism and egomaniacs because we don't give them enough credit. You know who are the least dangerous people in the world? Egomaniacs, because they're so busy with their head launched up their own asshole, and, you know, they're not throwing daggers, okay? They're too busy giving themselves positive affirmations in the mirror and stroking their own face. Do I have a mild case of this disorder? You betcha, okay? I can't help it that I'm hilarious, charming, and stunning. It is what it is. People were dragging Catherine Zeta-Jones, okay? Because she has this quote in some magazine that she said, and somebody sent it to me, and I thought, you know what? I like her more now, and I don't know what that says about me. But Rachel Hollis, if you're listening, turn it up. So Catherine Zeta-Jones says, one thing I'm not is humble anymore. I'm sick of being humble. I really am. So sorry that I'm rich. Sorry I'm married to a movie star. And sorry I'm not bad looking. I mean, bend me over and give me a tramp stamp. I likey. She also said in 2003, $1 million isn't a lot of money for people like me. Oh my God. And she also said in 2009, some people collect art or lots of money. We collect houses because if we have to look at something, we prefer the view. Wow, 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 wow. Here's another one. The worst thing about having all these houses is that when I have an outfit and I think it's going to look great with a certain pair of shoes, I remember they're in some place I'm not. So that's why I have to buy duplicates for all my homes. I mean, I love it. I think it's great. Especially in today's landscape. I mean, she's just shooting herself in the foot, but she's not, you know, listen, with everything that's come to light in like the past fucking year and even just this past week with Chrissy Teigen, you know, she's not on Twitter harassing someone. She's just saying, sorry, I'm rich and gorgeous and I have 18 pairs of these, you know, Givenchy slides because it's hard to keep up with all of my houses. I'll take that any day of the week. One of my best friends, who shall remain anonymous, texted me 2 weeks ago. And I don't like to do free plugs, but this one kind of works. I am literally getting it framed by FrameBridge, large and in charge, because I thought it was the most genius text exchange. This is what my friend said to me. out of the blue with no warm up, no, hey, how are you? What's going on? You good? Just this, okay? At like 7 p.m. on a fucking Thursday. You know you're not as funny or pretty as you think you are, right? And I said, hi, yes, I agree. Thank you. And they said, okay, good. Love you. Talk to you tomorrow. Just one more time for the folks in back, just so you know that I can take it better than I can dish it. You know you're not as funny or pretty as you think you are, right? Question mark. Let that simmer. Let that burn. I don't know. I think it's sweet. Like Kim Jong-un once said, don't let your ice cream melt while counting somebody else's sprinkles, okay? Take that with you on your journey. You know, I love grown women doing petty shit, which is why I love The Real Housewives so much, because in my normal life, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not petty. I don't even have the bandwidth for it in my real life, but I enjoy it. I salivate, and I just can't get enough of it peripherally. Reading and talking is hard. So last week, Lisa Vanderpump and Kyle Richards were at the same restaurant, and Lisa sent her $132 dollar bill over to Kyle's table at some sushi spot. I happen to think this is very funny. So Lisa left her credit card information and a cash tip just in case it didn't land well. Apparently, Kyle Richards denied the tab, did not pick it up, obviously. And they like haven't spoken since the reunion. I think that's funny. In my sick head, that's an olive branch. How fucked up is that? Like in my head, if someone did that to me, I would be like, oh my God, this is incredible. Now, obviously, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And ultimately, if I have to, you know, pick a side, I'm going Kyle Richards. I just find her to be like a little bit less manipulative, not a little less, severely less manipulative. I feel like she's like a normal person, you know, like there's like something behind the eyes. She doesn't feel contrived or any of the things, but I got to tell you, got some points. LVP got some points for me there. Loved it. Oh my God. Also, this will not excite anyone except for me. But when I was in Nashville, I went to this one restaurant and I got a martini and they had the most delicious, cute. I'm very into glassware. You want to know how I'm a fucking loser? I'm like fixated on glassware. Okay. They had these beautiful Italian, like hand-blown little martini glasses that were like semi-misshapen. You could just feel the artisanal nature of the glass. And something about little unnecessary details makes me feel alive. It feels unnecessary. It feels overly particular. And it just elevates my experience, okay? It's part of my OCD tick. I don't know, but I love it, okay? So they served the martinis in these mini gorgeous glasses, okay? Then they bring to the table, because the glasses are small, this aluminum steel straight-sided tin filled with hand-malleted ice chips, okay? Then they put the hand-stuffed olives on a brass thin, sharp cocktail pick sitting over ice so that the cheese begins to, it goes solid, you know, so you're not getting those particles. Then they put the overflow of the martini in a little baby carafe, okay? And it takes up about, I don't know, 14 feet of a table, because you've got the big tray and then you got the cup and then whatever. It doesn't matter. My best friend got me the glasses as a gift, okay? because she is an angel soulmate. I found the tins. We got the brass picks. I got the mallet with the ice bag. It now takes me approximately an hour and 13 minutes to make my martinis. But when it is done and I get to retreat on my sofa that I'll have to sell to get the Restoration Hardware leather cloud couch along with Andrew's internal organs, and I take the first sip out of that little baby fucking cup, that is what happiness looks like for me. Okay? It's the little things that bring us joy. Thank you, everyone. Give us 5 stars on iTunes. And by us, I mean just me. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.